Good evening, YouTube. Home Theater Joe here with you, and hopefully we'll make this a short form discussion, quick Q&A. We have a community member that has posted a great question in one of the recent videos, and I wanted to get to it immediately. So, Kev2427 writes, I have a 2016-2017 LG B6 OLED, which has suffered horrendous burn-in. So much so I'm tempted to go QLED for my next TV. But I really want to stay OLED as I have never had picture quality like it. Could a 2021 model be a significant upgrade over my B6 in terms of picture quality and burn-in protection? He goes on to write, let's see, where is it? I can live with my burn-in for now, as it is really only shows up on the screen when the screen is red or yellow, but I really want a new TV. I'm then between the CX, B1, or C1. I have a PS5 and plan on getting an Xbox Series X. All right, so that's a great question. It's really two questions, so we're going to break it down into two parts here. Let's talk about the OLED burn-in protection because I just went over this because I felt like it was extremely important to get the message out there that my display, my 77CX, clearly gave me a warning. It said, hey, you need to pull it back or you're going to do some damage to this display. And that had never happened to me. Okay, between two panels, my C8 has 10,000 hours on it, operating hours on it. This panel, the 77C10, has over 4,000 hours on the panel. Very hard hours. I'd say 50% of the time spent on both of these panels has been gaming. So I was shocked when that had happened. I'm getting in the weeds. We'd already gone through that. Let me point out why. I just felt it was important to get out there, but why I'm not worried. Anything prior to LG's C8 line, and let's remember, LG makes their own OLED panels. So whether you have a B6, C6, or E6, which the E6, beautiful display as well, anything from that model year has a pixel structure of RGB, red, green, and blue. If you fast forward to LG's C8 panels, from then, well, let me back up. The reason we saw a lot of burn-in and image retention in these panels, and we saw a whole lot of it, it is well documented, and it can still be an issue, but I'm going to tell you why I don't think it's as much of an issue. The red in the RGB pixel structure was the real culprit here, and it was burning static images into the screen. I believe that's why this gentleman, Kev2427, says he sees it on a red or yellow screen. Again, red being the most harmful to the panel itself. So if we fast forward back to the C8 and anything beyond the C8 series, whether it be C9, the C10 series, now we're at the C1, and all accompanying models from those years, those now have a different pixel structure, and that pixel structure is WRGB. So LG put a white pixel along with the RGB to help mitigate, or I guess limit, the potential for image retention. All right, so this is where I step in. I'm a C8 owner as well as a C10. Soon to be C1. And I can tell you with all confidence that I have no image retention, no burn-in on either display. And all of the content watched is gaming, YouTube, movies, whether it be HDR or SDR. All right, so extremely hard on my panels once again. No burn-in, no image retention. I will be very boisterous, as long as I need to be, about the incident I happened to have the other day, where the panel was clearly telling me, like, this is too much. And I'm not here to trash LG and say, oh yeah, well, these panels, they can't deal with the stress. They can't do it. No. I think they can. I love my LG panels. So they tell me to pull it back. Well, I'm just going to pull. I was just kind of shocked that happened. I feel like it's important to document. Now, let's wrap a bow on the first part. Now we're at WRGB panels, so I think we're good. Also, another aside is whether you're buying a Sony or Panasonic or an LG here in the States and everywhere really, these panels are all made by LG. And I think the only one that does not have their panels made, per usual, I could be wrong about this, but I believe it's Vizio. So all the other major manufacturers, they're using LG's panels. It's just different software, different implementation, excuse me. So there's the little bell in the first part. Now let's get to the second part, where Kev2427, he's thinking about the A1, the C1, or the C10. Well, we're in 2021, so I think you have a couple of options. I wouldn't limit yourself to LG, to be totally honest with you. I'm not a shill for LG. I'll say it again. I love my LG panels, but they're for me. Sony, I think all the evidence is out there. You know, there's going to be some TV shootouts coming up very soon, and we're going to get some questions answered maybe. But I love the TV shootout every year. Okay, put on my value electronics. It's the best. And I think, you know, the front runner is the A90J, no doubt about it. So that'll be interesting. But my point is, if I'm just watching movies, if that's all I'm watching, SDR, HDR content movies, or even SDR content from a cable box, I'm buying a Sony. Probably the A80J. Now here's where I'm going to flip on you. If there's really any gaming going on here, okay? And I'll put a number, I'll put it at a clip of 25% or better. If a quarter of your time or more is spent gaming on your display, in my opinion, oh, it's only LG. All right, now, the reasons why would just be a whole entire discussion, different discussion. So I'm going to stay away from that. But what I will say is, if we're just talking about movies and viewing films, and here's an asterisk for it, especially SDR content, it's Sony. That's what it is. That's what all the real world usage, all the reviewers, all the average Joes, just like all of us, that's what everybody's been saying this year. So I'm not just going to throw that away. So here's the question. Are you gaming? And are you gaming any significant amount? Because if gaming is involved, it's LG only. Now, A1, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Stay away from the A1. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the A1 is a 60 hertz panel. So again, if you're going to buy an LG in 2021 OLED, I'm thinking this is going to be done for gaming. And that means the A1 is out. Only a 60 hertz panel. Okay? So then we move to now the C1 or the C10. Now just this past Labor Day weekend, both TVs were exactly the same in price, very comparable. I actually managed to find a C1 cheaper than a C10. Little foreshadowing for you there. But anyway, let me move along. My strategy usually is to wait a little bit before Black Friday. The sales start the last few years, 3 weeks, maybe even a month before Black Friday, right? So if the inventory is there, that's how I got my 77CX at a very good price. I waited till October to purchase the 77CX from last year. So this year, I was just digging around and happened to see, man, I could 65C1, 65C10. They're both about the same price. Actually, the C1 was about $100 cheaper. Boom! What do you think I did? All right, so I just want to say, don't limit yourself. You know, Sony makes a great display. Sony OLED's great. The biggest distinction for me is Sony's white point. All right, and yeah, also the gaming features don't even have VRR yet. So I think that's it. Let's wrap that up, man. If you're just interested in watching content, films, and that's your gig, get to Sony. If there's any gaming involved, go LG all day. All right, my friends, it's about that time. You know what? Questions and comments are always greatly appreciated, so please drop those below. They just help this community grow and get stronger. Good, bad, or indifferent. Put them down there. All right, yeah, that's it. So, You know what time it is? As always, thank you for listening. Be good. Be safe. Boom.